Hello everyone. Today I am going to discuss part 10 lecture of electrochemistry, and here is the topics: simple voltaic cell, symbolic representation of cell, electrode potential and its origin, reversible and irreversible cells. So these are the topics of part 10 lecture. So first we'll start from simple voltaic cell. So here zinc and copper electrodes are dipped in a single vessel containing dilute H2SO4 as an electrolyte. So here the electrolyte is sulfuric acid and it is dilute sulfuric acid, and you have to use two electrodes, one is zinc and copper, other one is copper. So here the electrodes are same like Daniell cell, but here you can see the electrolyte is different and it is simple, or it is H2SO4. So in case of Daniell cell, you have used two electrolytes, one is zinc sulfate, another one is copper sulfate. Okay, but here it is only sulfuric acid. So here is the representation of that cell, and you can see this is the zinc electrode, this is the copper electrode, and this is the electrolyte dilute sulfuric acid. So anode is zinc, cathode is copper. Okay, this is the left hand electrode, that means this is the anode, and this is the right hand electrode, so it is the cathode. And you can see this cathode contains positive charge and anode contains negative charge. So this is a negatively charged electrode, and so electron flow occurs from zinc to copper. So it is electron flow occur from zinc to copper, and current flow occurs in the opposite direction, and it is from copper to zinc. Okay, so this is the representation of simple voltaic cell. Now you have to know what is the cell reaction of such type of cell. So first, this is the diagram, and you know that cell reaction means it contains, one is oxidation reaction and another one is reduction reaction. And you also know that the anode oxidation reaction occurs, and at cathode reduction reaction occurs. So therefore this is the anode reaction. Here you can see this is the oxidation reaction, and this is the zinc metal. This zinc metal oxidizes to Zn2 plus, and it removes 2 electron, and that's why that becomes electron rich and it contains a negatively charged. Now if you consider the cathode reaction means is the reduction, and if you consider here the electrolyte, it contains H2SO4, dilute H2SO4, so it will create H plus in the solution. Okay, and this H plus goes to this electrolyte and takes 2 electron and converts to hydrogen gas. Okay, so you can see hydrogen gas bubble at that electrode. Okay, so now you have to write what is the overall reaction. So overall reaction is Zn plus 2H plus converts to Zn2 plus H2. In the last lecture, I told you that in case of cell reaction, you have to write what is the anode reaction, you have to write what is the cathode reaction, and you have to write what is the overall reaction. Always you have to show these reactions, and you have to mention what are the electrolytes and what are the electrodes present into a cell. Next, we have to know the next topic is a symbolic representation of galvanic cell. So how to represent a galvanic cell, that you have to know. So there are some rules. So first, consider this is the first rule. Oxidation half cell. This is the left side. You know it that oxidation half cell is the left side, right, and the right side is the reduction half cell. So if you consider this is the Daniell cell, so in case of Daniell cell, this is the left side, left hand electrode, and here the oxidation reaction takes place. Similarly, if you consider this is the right hand electrode, so here reduction reaction takes place. So this is the rule number one. Always remember, at left side oxidation reaction occurs, and at the right side reduction reaction occurs. So this is a simple voltaic cell. Here also you can see at left side oxidation reaction occur, and at the right side reduction reaction occurs. Next important point, the anode of the cell is represented by writing metal and then metal ion. So in the case of anode, First you have to write the metal, then you have to write the metal ion, or you can simply write the what is the electrolyte present in the cell. Both are separated by a vertical line or a semicolon. So here you can see zinc first is the metal, then you can see there is a vertical line, then it is a Zn2 plus. Okay, or you can write Zn, then you have to write a semicolon here, then Zn2 plus. Okay, so here you are mentioning what is the ion present. You can also write what is the electrolyte present. So here you can see this is the electrolyte present. This is another representation. So here first you have to write the metal, then you have to write the electrolyte. So Zn, one vertical line, then ZnSO4, and you can also mention that Zn is solid. So Zn in bracket solid, vertical line, ZnSO4. Then you have to write in bracket you have to write what is the concentration of the electrolyte. So this is rule number 2. Now rule number 3. Now you have to consider the cathode. The cathode of the cell is represented by writing the cation of the electrolyte. So here first you have to write the cation. Then you have to write what is the metal present. So here you can see this is the first you have written. I've written here first is the it is the cation. Then you have to write a vertical line. Then this is the metal. Okay. So you can also write the electrolyte. So copper sulfate in case of Daniell cell. So copper sulfate, vertical line, copper metal. Okay, or you can also write copper 2 plus semicolon copper. Generally such type of vertical lines are used to denote the cation and what is the cathode present. Now there are some electrodes which are gaseous. So for gaseous electrode, first you have to write the electrolyte. For example, here you have written Cl minus. That Cl minus maybe it is coming from HCl. HCl is one of the electrolyte. So first you have to write the Cl minus. In bracket you have to write the what is the concentration of the Cl minus. Then you have to write a vertical line. Then you have to write the chlorine gas because it is a gaseous electrode. So chlorine gas. You have to write what is the pressure. Generally it is 1 atmosphere pressure. Then you have to write a comma. Then here you have to write what is the electrode present. So here is the platinum is the electrode used. So platinum actually is the inert electrode. Okay, so you have to write the platinum electrode at the last. So first you have to write Cl minus, in bracket you have to write the concentration, vertical lines, chlorine gas, what is the pressure of the chlorine gas, comma, platinum electrode. So this is for gaseous electrode. Now this is the Daniell cell, or I have told you. So here you can see this is the zinc electrode and zinc sulfate, and is the copper electrode, and copper sulfate is the electrolyte. That's why you can also see here that this is a salt bridge. So the salt bridge which separates the two half cell is indicated by two parallel vertical line. So here you can see a salt bridge is used. So here you have to write one parallel vertical line. So ultimately this is the final rotation of the galvanic cell, any galvanic cell. So first you have to write the metal, then metal electrolyte, you have to write the concentration. So this is the anode, left hand side is the anode, always left hand side is the anode. Then you have to write the vertical line, two vertical line represents the salt bridge, and then you have to write the copper sulfate. Copper sulfate is copper sulfate, you have to write the concentration, then a vertical line, then copper electrode. So this is the right hand electrode, this is the left hand electrode. Always in the left hand electrode oxidation occurs, and always in the right hand electrode reduction occurs. So this is the final representation of galvanic cell. You can also write like this: Zn2 plus. You can simply mention what is the ion present. So here you have write Zn vertical line Zn2 plus instead of zinc sulfate. Okay, then you have to write what is the concentration of Zn2 plus. Two vertical line copper 2 plus, that is coming from cupric sulfate. So copper 2 plus. Then you have to write the concentration of copper 2 plus, vertical line copper. Okay, this is the other representation. Finally, rule number 5. If two electrodes are dipped in a single vessel, then we have to use one vertical line only. Okay, so suppose two electrodes are dipped in a single electrode, Zn2 plus and copper 2 plus, that these two electrolytes, these are the two electrolytes, and these two electrodes are simply dipped there. There is no salt bridge. Then simply you have to use this only one single vertical line. One example from simple voltaic cell. In a simple voltaic cell, you have used zinc electrode and copper electrode, and you have used this electrolyte. That's why zinc vertical line, H2SO4 is the electrolyte, then again a vertical line, then copper. So this is rule number 5. Okay, so this is the symbolic, these are the symbolic representation of galvanic shell. Next topic is electrode potential and its origin. So first you have to know what do you mean by electrode potential. So here is the definition. When a metal is placed in a solution of its ion, the metal acquires positive or negative charge. Okay, a potential difference is developed between the metal and the solution. Okay, so here again you can see a potential difference is developed between the metal and the solution due to formation of a electrical double layer. Okay, this is called electrode potential. So, okay, so again, first you can see when a metal is placed in a solution of its ions. For example, you can if you consider zinc metal when it is dipped into its electrolyte zinc sulfate, okay, then it gains either positive charge or negative charge, and a potential difference is developed between the metal and the solution due to formation of electrical double layer. So this is called electrode potential. So now we have to explain it. Suppose this is our electrolyte, that is zinc sulfate. This is the electrode. Now when you dip it into the electrolyte, you can see gradually zinc atom goes into the solution as Zn2 plus. Okay, it will go into the solution as Zn2 plus. So here the concentration of Zn2 plus increases. That's why it becomes positively charged. So here is the positively charged is written here, and it gets negatively charged. So here you can see a electrical double layer is formed here. So this is the electrical double layer, and so here a potential difference occurs, and this potential difference is called electrode potential. But if you consider copper, suppose here is a copper electrode, and this copper electrode is dipped into a cupric sulfate solution. So you know the copper 2 plus goes from the solution to the copper, okay, copper electrode. So here's the positive charge of the positive charge density increases. So if it is positively charged, it becomes negatively charged. Okay, so again you can see a potential difference. Potential difference is developed at the electrode and at the solution at that junction. So this is called again the electrode potential. Now we have to explain it. What is the origin of the electrode potential? And that can be answered by that theory, Nernst theory of electrolytic solution pressure. Nernst theory of electrolytic solution pressure. So what is this theory? In this theory, there are two types of pressure. One is electrolytic solution pressure of the metal, and another one is osmotic pressure of ion. So electrolytic solution pressure of metal, that is given by P1, and osmotic pressure of the ion is given by P2. Now what is P1? Due to this pressure, the metal goes into the salt solution and it forms cation. For example, if you consider zinc atom goes to the solution and it forms the Zn2 plus ion. And what is the osmotic pressure? The tendency of the ions in the solution to be deposited on the surface of metal by taking electrons is called osmotic pressure of the ion. Okay, so these are two pressure. Suppose you can call, for example, if you consider the osmotic pressure of ion that occurs for copper electrode. Okay, so where the electrolyte is cupric sulfate. And another point, remember, these two pressures act in opposite direction. Okay, so these two pressures act in opposite direction. Now notice here, if P1 greater than P2, that means the electrolytic solution pressure of metal greater than osmotic pressure of ion, then oxidation of metal takes place. That occurs for zinc atom. Zn converts to Zn2 plus 2 electron. So what happens? Metal electrode becomes negatively charged. So when P1 greater than P2, metal electrode becomes negatively charged and oxidation at metal takes place. But when P1 less than P2, reduction of metal ion takes place. That means here copper 2 plus gets 2 electron and get converts to copper. So here the metal electrode becomes positively charged. Okay, that means if you consider here, this is the zinc electrode and this is the electrolyte. So here P1, here I can see P1 greater than P2. That means electrolytic solution pressure of the metal is greater than osmotic pressure of ion. That's why Zn comes from Zn electrode into the solution as Zn2 plus. Okay, that's why it is positively charged and it is the negatively charged. But if you consider, suppose this is a copper electrode. So here is the opposite case. Here P1 less than P2. That means the osmotic pressure of the ion is greater than the electrolytic solution pressure of metal. That's why osmotic pressure greater means copper 2 plus goes into the copper electrode and that takes 2 electron and deposit it as copper metal. So here it is greater. Copper 2 plus the osmotic pressure of ion is greater. That's why this is the negatively charged and this is the positively charged. Okay, so here P1 less than P2. Now if P1 and is equal to P2, then the electrode will be neutral. There will be no positively charged or no negatively charged on the negative charge on the electrode. Okay, so in that case there is no reaction. Okay, so this is the Nernst theory of electrolytic solution pressure. Here the positively charged electrode or negatively charged electrode depends on these two pressure, on its electrolytic solution pressure of metal and osmotic pressure of the ion. Now this is the last topic. This is reversible and irreversible cell. So first you have to know what is the definition of reversible cell. Reversible cell is a type of cell where the chemical reaction can be reversed by passing through a current opposite in the direction to that generated by the cell. So here you have to pass the current, but it will be in the opposite direction to that generated by the cell. Now we are going to explain it. So first consider, this is our on example, this is our Daniell cell. So this is the zinc sulfate electrolyte, this is the Zn electrode, this is the cupric sulfate electrolyte, this is the copper electrode, it is the salvage. Okay, and you know that current flows from copper to zinc and electron flows from zinc to copper. So in case of Daniell cell, the cell EMF is equal to 1.10 volt. That is the cell EMF. Now, what is the reaction occurs? In that electrode, the oxidation reaction occurs. So Zn converts to Zn2 plus 2 electron. And in that electrode, copper 2 plus takes 2 electron and converts to copper. Now, what I have to do? You have to apply an external EMF. So here you can see external EMF is added which passes current in opposite direction. So here is the external, here you can see this is the external EMF and the EMF value of that battery, suppose it is almost E. Now you have to consider three cases. So first case 1, if the EMF of the external cell E less than 1.10 volt, then current flows from copper to zinc. That is the simple case. Copper to zinc, and this is the reaction that occurs at the two electrodes. Zn converts to Zn2 plus, copper 2 plus converts to copper. Now consider case 2. Here you can see E is equal to 1.10 volt. So these are two. The external EMF is equal to the EMF of the Daniell cell. So in that case, no current flows and no chemical reaction occurs between in the two electrodes. Now consider case 3. Here the external EMF greater than 1.10 volt. So here current flows from zinc to copper. So here you can see opposite case. Here current flows from zinc to copper. Okay, in the first case, when it is E less than 1.10 volt, current flows from copper to zinc. But here, zinc to copper. And you can see opposite reaction occurs. So what is the opposite reaction? Copper goes into the solution as copper 2 plus. In the first case, zinc goes into the solution as Zn2 plus. But here, copper goes into the solution as copper 2 plus. And Zn2 plus will get deposited on the zinc electrode. So here you can see copper converts to copper 2 plus plus 2 electron, Zn2 plus takes 2 electron, converts to zinc. So this is the opposite reaction. If this opposite reaction is occurred when the external EMF greater than the cell EMF, then this is called reversible cell. So that is the example of reversible cell. So if you ask, tell me an example of a reversible cell, the answer is Daniell cell. Okay, so again, see the definition. Reversible cell is a type of the cell where the chemical reaction can be reversed. Chemical reaction can be reversed. Here the chemical reaction is reversed by passing through a current opposite in the direction to that generated by the cell. Okay, so this is the definition of reversible cell. This is the example of reversible cell. Now, what is the irreversible cell? Irreversible cell is a type of cell where the chemical reaction cannot be reversed. Here you can see cannot be reversed by passing through a current opposite to the direction to that generated by the cell. So here one example of irreversible cell is this one. Here it is the simple voltaic cell. So here it is the anode, here is the zinc electrode, here is the cathode, copper electrode, and this is the electrolyte. And you also know the what is the cell reaction. So Zn converts to Zn2 plus plus 2 electron, and 2H plus converts to hydrogen gas. So actually hydrogen gas is evolved from that electrode. So it is very difficult to again convert the hydrogen gas into H plus. That's why this cell is irreversible cell. So these are the characteristics of reversible cell and irreversible cell and their definitions. Thank you. Finally, my request to my students, please subscribe my channel. Thank you. The cell reaction cannot be reversed.